I'm Tony Marino with Guild Mortgage, and we got today's class is how to win every FSBO. We're going to go over the free property website, how to search the search function in for the FSBO, um, how to order a sign writer, how to create dynamic marketing pieces to present to a FSBO, how to use a free virtual assistant to create your marketing materials. So those are just some of the things that we're going to go over. Glenn is the speaker today on all of this. Another thing, just to go over what we're seeing with the market, especially with interest rates right now. We're seeing them continue to go up. Today, the 30-year average is at 7.04. It just came out about 10 minutes ago. So that's up from Friday. I would think it was 6.92. So we'll see what these, especially the 10-year treasury, continues to do. It continues to rise. And then if you have any questions with loan products, buyers looking to get pre-approved, one of the things that I have noticed with buyers, and I've been talking to agents about it that's been working, is when you're referring a client over, instead of just giving them my number or giving me their number, put us in a group text introducing me, and then I text them immediately asking them when they're available, if they're available right now. Some of them, and I put the link to the online application on there, and some of them just fill it out right away. And it's been a quicker process instead of just sending the phone number to me or the client, because sometimes I'm not available or the client's not available. This way, we're just starting with text and we go from there. So, just a little insight that I've been noticing. So, Glenn, you can start off the class.
Well, thanks, Tony. Thanks for the update and how you can make the process that much smoother and easier for those that are looking for financing. I'm going to get started by sharing my screen. And let me get to the agenda for today. And as you all can see, today we're going to work on how to win every FSBO listing, prospecting for 5 minutes in the morning. I think it's one of the more exciting classes in that you can find leads virtually within 5 minutes each morning. You can be assured that most FSBOs, about 70% of them, will not end up selling FSBO, will get frustrated, will end up listing. And who better to go from a FSBO to a listing than the realtor who has not been acting as a realtor, but has been acting as a marketing consultant. So let's get started with today. We've already said hello to our host, Tony Marino, the branch manager at Guild Mortgage in Naperville. Tony can be reached at the 847-804-1059 number or tony.marino@guildmortgage.net. So let's start talking about growing your business by marketing to FSBOs in your neighborhood. What would your 2025 business be like if you got just one FSBO lead per day, which really means about 20 leads per month or about 240 leads per year? Could that help to double your business that you're currently working on? So again, most FSBOs give up after 3 to 4 weeks of trying. They think it's a great idea. They're gonna save some realtor commissions.
Ryan, Rob Ross, could you email me 2 quick things?
Say that again. Russ, what was that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was muted.
Go ahead and mute yourself. Then with FSBOs, you're not a realtor, you're a marketing consultant. So again, we're gonna see as we go through this that as a marketing consultant, we don't have the same rules don't apply when we're not acting in our official capacity as a realtor. So what you're really trying to do is you're trying to help the realtor get what they want. What does a FSBO want? They want a buyer. They want someone to buy their home. So if you can help them get more buyers with your marketing tools, you're gonna be held in high regard by the FSBO. The one thing that they're not good at is marketing. The thing that you're good at is marketing. And when we give you the tools from Listing Booster, you become a great asset for the FSBO. So what you're going to give the FSBO is first a property website with text messaging technology that downloads a photo gallery, the FSBO's virtual tour, what's nearby in the neighborhood, and a property flyer into potential buyer cell phones. So what that means is, as people are driving by the FSBO's house, if you give them number 2 here, a sign writer that shows text numbers where potential buyers can get access to the photo gallery, get access to the virtual tour, get access to what's nearby in the neighborhood, get access to the property flyer. Again, the FSBO is going to say, I don't have that. I don't have that technology, but you're going to give that to me for free. That sounds like a great deal to me. And lastly, you're going to be giving them a home flyer. It's actually a 7-page flyer that shows the many beautiful features of their home. So again, I say, why wouldn't you, as realtor / marketing consultant, look each day for one FSBO in your neighborhood where you can either talk to them on the phone, because every FSBO has their phone number. They want people to call them, right? They want someone to talk to about buying their home. You can either call them or you can just deliver your marketing materials with a cover letter that I'm going to show you and wait for them to call you back. So again, let's proceed. We're going to give them 3 things: a property website, a sign writer that has the text numbers to provide them with all this great information that's going to be on the property website, and you're going to provide them with a 7-page flyer. So what is your goal as a marketing consultant? Your goal is to get buyer leads for you and the FSBO. It takes 5 minutes each morning. You got to remember, go back to that sign writer with the text technology. When someone texts for information on the FSBO's home, you, the marketing consultant, get a notification on your phone that says, hey, Glenn Marino at this phone number just texted for information at 123 Main Street. Well, you're going to jump out of your shoes and go, that's great. Let me see if what this person's needs are. Maybe the FSBO's got a 3-bedroom home for sale, but when you talk to the potential buyer, you find out that they need a 4-bedroom, a 5-bedroom. They need something, closer to transportation. Only one person can buy the FSBO's house. But of the leads that come off of that sign writer, you, the marketing consultant, can turn your hat around and help them now find another home if the FSBO's home does not meet their needs. So again, your goal is to take 5 minutes each morning using the Listing Booster customer service as your virtual assistant to create all the marketing materials, or you can create them if you want to use your computer skills. Then you're going to create that property website and text code using Listing Booster. You're going to provide them with, or you're going to purchase a FSBO sign writer once they sign a no agency agreement, and you're going to place it in their front lawn. It looks like this: for sale by owner. For photos and information, text. This number always remains the same. The message is FSBO, and the XXXs, the system assigns a number. Maybe the first FSBO that you do is going to be FSBO 101. The second FSBO sign writer will be FSBO 102, then FSBO 103. And the phone number can be your phone number as the marketing consultant, or it can be the FSBO, depending upon what you agree with the FSBO on. And lastly, you're going to create multiple property flyers for a tube. You can talk to the FSBO and say, let's get a tube from Home Depot. a round cylinder plastic tube. And let's put some of these flyers that I can provide for you in there that as people either drive by, walk by, they can take the flyer out of the tube, take it home, and think about it and possibly give you a call back. Your goal is to prepare a coffee cup filled with candy and your marketing materials and deliver it to the FSBO with or without an appointment. So again, let's take a look at when I say this property website and the sign writer and these flyers. Let's take a look at what that means. Let's go to 11 Walnut Drive. That was one that I created. So if I go over here to Listing Booster, and all of your FSBOs in Listing Booster go under this tab called Manage FSBO Listings. So let's click on it. Once you click on it, here is the FSBO listing. Cool. And I got all my information out of Zillow. And I'm going to show you that. I'm going to demonstrate that in a second for you. And so again, when I want to see the property website, when I want to see the 7-page flyer, I go to what's called the Listing Launchpad. So I click on the Listing Launchpad. And as I scroll down, here it says property website. So let's view it. Let's see what that looks like. And notice it has a nice for sale by owner logo. The FSBO is going to like that. It's got some wonderful pictures. It's got the text message number FSBO 271. If they want to, if somebody wants this downloaded into their phone, which again, this is what's on the sign writer as people drive by. And if they text FSBO 271, in fact, you can do that now or later in this presentation. Open up your cell phone, and the phone number you're going to be dialing to is 844-573-0700. It's always that number. And in the message box, you're going to type in FSBO 271. Kind of cool. And again, the property website has a description. The description came out of Zillow. It has a summary of what's going on. It has photos, the photo gallery. There's 22 pictures in here right now that I've uploaded. It has a map. Again, it shows where it is. And then it also has a cool street view. So I can take these little carrots and I can start to drive the neighborhood and see what's around the corner. Does my neighbor have a chicken coop, or does he have cars up on jacks? What, is it this looks like a nicely manicured neighborhood. Kind of nice. It also has, in addition to the map, it has a virtual tour. It also has nearby places. I kind of find this interesting because it shows places conveniently nearby, auto parts store, gas stations, supermarkets, and all of these can be changed by you and the FSBO when the property website is being created. It not only has places nearby, it also has restaurants nearby, Chinese food, Mexican, American, sushi, burgers, bars. And again, if this isn't what the FSBO thinks is the coolest Chinese restaurant or the best Mexican restaurant, there's a drop down and you can change it. There'll probably be 20 different choices and they can pick and choose the one that's best for them. And then they also have nearby outdoor recreation, tennis, biking, golf, dog parks. Again, all of this can be changed with drop downs. And lastly, they have nearby schools. They're going to have elementary, they're going to have middle schools and high schools. And again, depending upon who the FSBO is, they might say these are the great and best schools. Or with drop downs, again, they can change the elementary, the middle, or the high schools. Kind of cool. And last but not least, they have what's called a print flyer. And again, the flyer is going to be something that when a potential buyer sees this house, wants to remember this house, they can go home and they can print this on their printer at home. It gives them the information about where it's located, the purchase price. It has, again, some detailed information about, what the house is all about, for sale by owner, has the for sale by owner's contact information, kind of a really great, cool presentation. So again, this all gets put into a cover letter. It all gets put into a coffee cup, and it all gets delivered to the FSBO. So let's go back to our agenda. So we've seen the property website, we've seen the sign writer, which I would buy a separate sample one if I was a realtor marketing consultant, carry it under my arm, and every time I met with a FSBO, I'd be showing them, this is what I'm gonna put in your front lawn. You can't miss it. It's red and white. And again, what you also get with a FSBO when you market with them, every Monday you're going to be calling them, because on Saturday and Sunday they expect to get the most traffic, which to them is probably going to be one or two people maybe. And what you're going to be doing is just checking in with them. How was the weekend? How was the volume? How many people came through and saw the house? Has anybody made an offer? And in the meantime, the first 2 weeks they might be saying, things are good. We had one person, but after about week 3 or 4, the conversation somewhat switches to, this isn't all that it was cracked up to be. This isn't what I expected. This is much harder to market the sale of my home, and we really need to sell it. Well, that's when you can get a seller lead from the FSBO. When the seller gives up, you get a listing. You've put a sign writer in their front lawn. You created a property website. You gave them a 7-page brochure, and you're now in the process of seeing them disgruntled. And who better to get them to the next step than you, the marketing consultant, who has the MLS, who with the aid of listing boosters, since you already have a property website in there, you now have templates in there to post it into social media, to Facebook, into Twitter, into LinkedIn, into Instagram. You can get there with a click of a button. You're going to be putting it into your Facebook, your Twitter, your LinkedIn. And again, these are marketing approaches that they're not capable of doing at this point in time that you're now providing. So again, when they get disgruntled, this becomes then a listing opportunity for you. So your goal is to prepare a coffee cup filled with candy and your marketing materials and deliver it to the FSBO with or without an appointment. We'll talk about that in a second. So your coffee mug contains the cover letter, which we're going to go through. There's only 3 changes to it. It contains the property brochure with the FSBO logo and the owner's phone number. It contains several of your business cards. You're going to bring a sample of the sign writer to any meeting, telling them that you'll order the actual sign writer for their home once they sign the no agency agreement. And then you're also going to give them the FSBO security checklist. So let's break this down. Let's first look at what your coffee mug looks like. So this is your coffee mug. You can get as fancy as you want or inexpensive as you want. You go to the dollar store and you can buy a whole bunch of coffee cups for $1. You can fill it up with your favorite candies, Hershey Kisses. I'm going to show you the cover letter in a second that you're going to trifold. You're going to put the 7-page brochure rolled up, and you're going to put multiple business cards of yours in there, and you're going to deliver this to the FSBO. The cover letter, let's take a look at what that's going to look like. So here is your cover letter. And your cover letter says this is what I've already done for you. Hi, I'm Danny Ross. Hi, I'm Rob Ross of HomeSmart Realty, and my referral partner is Tony. We recently noticed your home is listed for sale by owner. We do not want to interfere with that process. However, the key to success in selling your home is to give you, the FSBO, marketing materials that allows more buyers to find your home and its many features. We've already created 2 great marketing options or strategies that will give your home great exposure and bring more buyers. Option 1, should you only want to attract more buyers faster, We can provide you with several property brochures, 7 pages, in fact. Put the brochures in a tube in your front lawn, and a sign writer can also be put in your front lawn. See below what the sign writer looks like. That will give instant information about your home to any drive-by potential buyers. To check it out, please text this. Anything in green is what you have to change. And I shouldn't, the 844 number probably shouldn't be in green because you're not going to change it. It's always 844-573-0700. But every time you do a new FSBO, it's going to go FSBO. This one was 270. The next one would be FSBO 271. The next one would be FSBO 272. And it will download all of the property website, the photo gallery, the virtual tour, what's nearby in the neighborhood, the map. Everything's going to get downloaded into their phone. That is going to be very impressive to any potential buyers. And you, the marketing consultant, will get a notification whenever somebody texts for information. So this is their option one. And again, if they're interested, you've already created an option number two. Option number two is we've already created sample marketing materials for your review. A property website with photo gallery, virtual tour, what's nearby in the neighborhood. We've created a property brochure. We've already created a text message number. You've seen all of this. But under option number two, in the future, should you want more exposure for your home and a quicker sale, I'd love the opportunity to interview for the job of marketing your home. In addition to the marketing materials that I've already created that I showed you up above here, to help sell your home quickly and profitably in a hassle-free manner, I would do the following. Your home would be put into the MLS and put your property website in the MLS. You guys have the opportunity in the MLS to put a virtual tour link. You get a compliant virtual tour in Listing Booster that you can copy and paste the link into the MLS. Next, your home would receive many unique marketing ways to give great exposure. Check out my listing presentation. Listing Booster gives you a listing presentation that shows the many ways your home will be marketed. It's 17 pages of wow. Your home would receive social media postings, such as in Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and many more. And your home would be found on MoveTube, which is a streaming device. It streams on nationally real estate search portals such as Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Google Android TV. I mean, this is not being done by many other realtors. And you're telling them that in the event that they get tired of being a FSBO, which 70% of them do, you're not just going to put them in the MLS. You're going to give them even greater exposure by putting them and making them available on streaming devices, social postings, and putting them into the MLS. I think that's great. You're explaining to them that you're full service. They don't have to walk away from you once they're no longer a FSBO. They can walk toward you because you're full service and you're going to help them. Thank you in advance for your time. What have you got to lose? There's no cost to you. Call me. I'm dedicated to the success in the marketing of your home. Call me today so we can assist you with the marketing of your home tomorrow. Either one. Option number one, you're looking for potential buyers as well as they are. Option number two, you're looking to get a seller listing because they got frustrated and you want to move on to now putting them into the MLS and helping them out with social postings as well as getting into streaming devices such as Roku, Amazon, Apple TV, and Google. And again, if you notice this template, once you put your picture in there, the only thing you got to change in here are 3 changes. You got to change the FSBO number, the text number. You got to change the website link, this blue link here. Again, you get the website link when you open up the website that's in Listing Booster. You copy and paste it in here. And here again, you're just changing the text number. 3 small changes to your cover letter, and you're done every day. This is again if you're either going to call the FSBO, you're going to be bringing the cover letter, the property brochure, the cup of candy, to your meeting. If you're going to just do it unannounced and just drop it off, you're going to drop it, put the coffee cup, put the cover letter, put the brochure in a wine bag, and drop it off at the door. I mean, either way, you're doing yourself a great service by marketing at least one FSBO every day. So again, let's go back to the agenda. So we've looked at your coffee mug, what's contained therein, how easy it is to make only 3 changes to your cover letter. The property brochure you haven't seen yet, but I can give you a quick peek at it. Let's go over here. Here's what your brochure looks like. And it's got for sale by owner and the FSBO's phone number. This is page 1. Every time you see a white line, that's actually an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper turned sideways. So this is page 1. Page 2, for more information and schedule a closing, text this number, because if they text it, it's going to you, the marketing consultant, or they can call the FSBO off of the FSBO logo. Here's property highlights. Here's page 4, essential places nearby. Here's restaurants nearby, and here's outdoor activities, and we should have schools nearby. Kind of a cool brochure, 8.5 by 11 in your coffee cup, and it can be in the clear tube in the front lawn for people to take with them. Okay, so let's go back to the agenda. FSBO leads come from various sources: Redex, By Owner Daily, Landvoice, Zillow /FSBOs, or just Drive Your Neighborhood. Today we're using Zillow. I find it to be one of the easiest places to go get FSBO leads. So we log into https://zillow.com/homes/FSBO, and you find a FSBO listing in your neighborhood. That's you doing $200 per hour work. You're going to be looking at the owner's phone number is in there. It should be there. They want to sell with pictures, and you want to make sure it's not listed in the MLS. Well, that's how I got the Walnut one. But let's take a look at let's take a look at going to Zillow and seeing if we can't find one, let's say in Naperville, Illinois. So if I go back here, if I go to, let's find Zillow. Okay. And what I did was I went to Zillow / for sale by owner, and I put in here in this box, Naperville, Illinois. Well, today there was 8 results. And I'm looking for something that has pictures. Here's one 21 hours ago, 980,000. Takes as much work to work on 150,000 as it does a $980,000 one. So again, what I would do is I'd click on this. I would then copy the address of the property. Once I copy it, I'm going to go over to my MLS. I'm going to search to make sure that it's not in the MLS, because as you all know, there's several realtor or real estate firms that will do a flat fixed rate. I'll list you in the MLS for $400. Well, the ethics say that you can't market someone else's. If they're already in the MLS with another realtor, you have to be hands off. So let's put in the street address here and hit find. And no results found. So to me, I'm pretty happy with that, because I was hoping for no results found, because that means that I can now use this and create a property website. What I can do is I can then go back over here, and I can now take this HTTPS. Notice it has the address of the property, 2519 Accolade Avenue in Naperville. If I copy it, I can now paste that into an email to customer service at Listing Booster, asking them to create the property website for me in my FSBO, manage my FSBO listing tab. As we started this class, I clicked on that. You would have a FSBO tab, and they would put this in there. So very cool. You found it. You saw it's not in the MLS. You send it off to Listing Booster to create the property website. And once it's created, you'll be able to find, just like I found 11 Walnut Drive, you would find then this 2519 Accolade Avenue in your FSBO tab. Okay. So going back again to our agenda. So that would be your work. Make sure it's not in the MLS. The best option is delegate the $10 an hour work using Listing Booster's customer service. Their email is desk@listingbooster.com, and send this link to them asking them to create it. Copy and paste the Zillow FSBO URL, send it to Listing Booster, or have your VA, your virtual assistant, you can go to Fiverr for $5 and hire someone to search Zillow every morning for you for a FSBO in whatever city or cities. Again, if I'm using Naperville and there's 8, maybe I got to go to Lisle, maybe I got to go to Wheaton, maybe I got to go to Bolingbrook. I mean, there's other cities that you can be searching for FSBOs, because your goal every day is to get one, just one, and send it to you so you can check to see if it's listed in the MLS. So your virtual assistant from Fiverr can send you who they find, and then you can check if it's in the MLS. If you're not willing to share your MLS ID and password with your virtual assistant, and then you send it to Listing Booster to create the property website, the sign writer, and the property brochure. Were you done prospecting in 5 minutes? I think so, because all you did was go to Zillow/homes/FSBOs. You found one in a city that you liked. You checked the MLS that it's not in there, and you sent off an email to Listing Booster. I think you can get all that done in 5 minutes. Then log your FSBO leads into a FSBO record sheet to keep track of your 240 leads. Well, if you're going to do this every day, you're going to have 20 in a month. You're going to have 240 in a year. So I've got a FSBO record sheet that I can share with you, and it looks a little bit like this. And you put in the property address and their phone number and the owner's name and the price that they've listed it for. And was it on the MLS with a realtor? If the answer is no, you're good. If it says yes, you're not gonna work with this one. But the most important thing I find on the sheet is this dates up here. Every Monday, remember I said you're gonna call them? You're not one and done. Just because you create a property website, put a sign writer in their front lawn, you're not done. You got to check with them and say, do you need any more flyers printed for your tube? How was the weekend? How was your Saturday and Sunday? And week 1 and week 2, they're probably still going to be optimistic. But by weeks 3 and 4, there's going to be some cracks in their enthusiasm, which is where option number 2 comes in. That's in your cover letter that you already gave to them. So again, to help you keep track of what you're doing and when you've called, and any notes that you want to make, you can make notes at the bottom here. You can keep track of what's been going on with your conversations with your FSBO. Now you have to make a choice. Either don't call the FSBO. You've done your prospecting, you found it, you got a property website. Don't call the FSBO and prepare your coffee cup containing your marketing materials and drop it off at the front door of the FSBO in a wine bag. So for those of you that feel a little insecure about knocking on the door or calling the FSBO, you can just drop it off and see what type of success you get with just providing them, instead of a postcard or instead of being the 25th caller of a FSBO. Because again, once they're a FSBO, they get all sorts of calls, don't they? All these realtors know how to read their sign in the front lawn that says for sale by owner and their phone number. And they're saying, well, I could really, I could list your home and help you sell it faster. But you in turn you're giving them marketing material. So you either don't call them, or under this next one, you call the FSBO using a script, and you get a 10-minute meeting with the FSBO. You bring the coffee cup of marketing materials, the sign writer sample. You have them sign the no agency agreement, and then order the actual sign writer once they sign the no agency agreement. So let's go back to the script. What does the script look like if you plan on calling them before you drop off the marketing materials? So here is your script. Ring, ring. Hello, may I please talk to the owner of 123 Main Street? Well, this is him. Is your home at 123 Main Street still available for sale? You want to make sure that, it didn't get sold over the weekend. Well, yes, it is. Well, I'm Danny Ross, a real estate professional. I noticed you're selling your home by owner, and I don't want to interfere with that process. However, may I help get you more buyers to purchase your home? You are interested in getting more buyers to look at your home, correct? Well, yes. Well, I believe more buyers would rather text for information about your home than call you for an appointment and walk through your home. Buyers like immediate gratification. For free, I would be able to put a sign writer in your front lawn that allows interested buyers to text a code, and in seconds, potential buyers at curbside can see all the pictures of the rooms in your home right on their smartphone. They get a photo gallery, a virtual tour, what's nearby in the neighborhood, a property flyer, and much more. If potential buyers got all this, can you envision more buyers seeing the beauty and the features of your home right from curbside while they're sitting in their car? Well, yes, I can see that. Well, Mr. FSBO, may I send you right now a sample of what potential buyers would receive on their cell phone once they text for more information on your phone? I can send the link to your home's property website to your phone right now. Click on it and watch for a big wow. It only takes seconds. So again, you can give them the ability to to text. If you remember that phone number of 844-573-0700, and you know that the FSBO text message is FSBO 271, you say, I can either text it, or I can just tell you, go to your phone right now, bring up your text messaging, type in 844-573-0700. And in the message box, please type in FSBO 271, hit send, and watch the big wow show up in their faces. How did you like the professional presentation of your home? Well, it was really nice. Well, Mr. FSBO, may I have 10 minutes of your time to, one, show you a sample of the sign writer I'd put in your front lawn. I would demonstrate how to text and download your home's property website into your cell phone and the cell phone of potential buyers. And during that 10-minute meeting, I'd give you a 6-page property brochure that highlights your home. It can be put into a brochure stand in your front lawn for people to take, and for you to have copies on your kitchen counter for potential buyers to take home with them. Would next Monday or Tuesday be a good day to meet? What time? Well, next Tuesday at 7 p.m. would be great for me. Great. I look forward to seeing you. Now, again, I have an optional down here. They may do this to you. They'd say, why is this my lucky day that you want to put a sign writer in my front lawn to help me get more buyers for free? What's the catch? What's in it for you, Mr. Realtor or Mrs. Realtor? And you have to say, great question, but how many people can actually buy your home? Only one, correct? Yeah. Well, assume that I attract 3 potential buyers to look at the beauty and the features of your home with my sign writer and the text call capture technology. And we agree that only one of those potential buyers can buy your home. Then I have 2 other buyers that I can show someone else's home to. It's a win-win for you and me. You win with a buyer for your home, and I win with 2 additional buyers to show other homes too. Do you see the win-win strategy with this? And of course, they say for sure. So kind of a cool little script, nothing too offensive about it, but it gets you to, for them not to hang up on you that you're not trying to list their home. You're trying to help them get more buyers and you're trying to let them see the beauty of their home with your text messaging technology. So somebody on this call is going to say, well, what if, most of them just let it go to voicemail? I'm not going to be able really to talk to them. Well, again, you can read the highlights of your script. You can ask for a call back, but that's touch one. Touch two would be then go to 14.1 here. And if you didn't reach them, what if you did not get a face-to-face meeting, but you want to pursue them? It's a $980,000 FSBO. What do you want to do? Well, drop off the coffee mug, the marketing material, and a wine bag. I mean, it's not going to take you long to create the property website. It's not going to take you long to do 3 changes to a cover letter, sprinkle some of your business cards in there, and put some candy in a coffee cup. Now that's a second touch. You left a voicemail message, and now you're following up with actual physical marketing materials. So remember, to get started, you need to open your free Listing Booster account. You got to contact Tony. He can invite you and get you a free Listing Booster account, tony.marino@guildmortgage.net. And after the FSBO property website has been created by Listing Booster or you're going to click on a couple of things. You're in what's called the listing settings. And I'm going to send out this agenda because these 5 items, I think, we should review so that you understand how to use them. You're going to review each of the line items that's been created under what's called listing settings. You're going to check the photo order for the item in the photo gallery to make sure they're in the right order for your flyer and your brochure. The flyer is a 1-pager that's in the property website. The brochure is the 7-page brochure. You're going to create the text code using FSBO as the literal, and you're going to click the save button, to save it once you create it. You're going to click on the property website and save it to the Launchpad. And at the Launchpad, you're going to click PDF to print the property brochure. Okay, all this makes no sense unless I show it to you. So let's go to Listing Booster. Let's go to Walnut, and let's go to listing settings, and let's start marching down the list here. So I'm going to go back here to Listing Booster. And again, let's just go from the very beginning. This is my dashboard. This is my FSBO listings. I'm going to click on it. If I'm going to do a FSBO listing manually, like let's say I want to add that $980,000 one, I would click this button, Add FSBO Listings. And if there's time at the end of this class, I'll show you how to manually add them. So here I am. This is 11 Walnut. It said go to listing settings. So I'm going to go to listing settings. Once you get the green OK. And this is what I was talking about. Check these items. The abbreviated description. Is this the right address? Single family, 4 bedrooms. Yes, yes, and yes. Cool. Photo order. Okay, notice there's an F and a B, flyer and brochure. So there is first 4 pictures go into my flyer, the 1-page flyer that's on the property website. And the 6 Bs are my brochure that goes into my 7-page brochure. But let's just say, for sake of discussion, this looks like the front of the house, and then there's the kitchen. But let's just say I didn't want the kitchen first. I wanted this beautiful fireplace first. So you see this crossbar up here? You click on it, and you can drag it over. And now you've changed the order. Or if there's something down here, if you wanted a back of house picture and you wanted it in the brochure, you could take out the dining room and maybe move that up. So you check the order that you want your photos in. If you had any open houses, once it's your listing, you can put that in there. Nearby schools, remember I said you can do drop downs. If Godwin Elementary isn't the best one in their eyes, you can pick from whichever one you like and click on it and replace it. You've got nearby places. Again, if Speedway isn't the best coffee shop, you can click on it and you go, hey, Starbucks is their favorite in the neighborhood. You click on it, it's 1.04 miles away from the subject property. You can go to restaurants. Well, if Boca Burritos isn't the best Mexican, and you click on it and you go, Taco Madre is much better. Okay, so again, you can make these changes to your what's nearby in the neighborhood stuff. Outdoor recreation, the text code, you're checking that out, that it has the prefix of FSBO, that it has 271 has been assigned to it. Property website, you're just checking that it's https 11walnutdrive.fsbo4.me. And if you had a virtual tour done, say by Virtuance or some outside third party, you could in essence paste the link in here, save the changes, and it would become part of your property website. Not necessary though. Okay, so we've looked at that. Once we know that everything is good, you save everything to the Launchpad. And since I did make some changes to like the Mexican restaurant and to maybe one of the schools, it's going to take a little bit of time while it reprocesses all the data and gets it into the property website. So let's go back to the agenda while this is being processed. So we reviewed each of the line items. We checked the photo order. We checked that the text code is FSBO. We saved everything to the Launchpad. And what we're really trying to do now is just get to the property brochure so we can print it. And you're going to click the PDF. Let's just, again, go back and see if we're done there. Yep, we're done. Okay, so here we are at the Launchpad. And if you go down here to here it is, property brochure. See the PDF? Click on it. And there's your 7-page brochure. Click print, and you got yourself a beautiful 7-page brochure that the FSBO doesn't have, that now can be put into the tube out front, that can be put on kitchen counters, and you're calling them every Monday to maintain relationship with them. Very cool. Going back to the agenda, we're almost done here. So you're going to use the FSBO record sheet to manage your 20 leads. You're going to call them every Monday for status update. Again, once the sign writer is in the front lawn, record your FSBO record sheet, meaning record what you talk to them each Monday about. Wait for disappointment in their voice. When they're disgruntled, remind them that you can give them more exposure and list their home and get them into social media and get them into streaming devices. They have a weekly relationship with you. Set up a meeting and show them your listing presentation. So at that point, you can either use the one you use from your company, you can use the one from Listing Booster, you can use a combination of both, but you're now you turned your hat around. You're no longer a marketing consultant. Now you're a realtor. In summary, FSBOs can be a great source of buyer leads initially, and you turn them into seller leads when they get disgruntled with their efforts. Who better than you for them to turn to when they need more marketing exposure that can give than you, who can give them through the MLS and through social postings and through streaming devices. Market FSBOs as a marketing consultant initially and actively call FSBOs working with you each Monday to develop a relationship. Hopefully this class gives you a reason to add Tony Marino to your team. Again, Tony's at 847-804-1059, or you can be reached by email at tony.marino@guildmortgage.net. If you get a chance and you get this agenda, please go to tinyurl.com/Marino team review and give Tony a review. And I challenge you, I got a FSBO listing challenge. Everybody that signed up for this, I would like to see in, say, 30 days, I'd like to see how many FSBO leads you have. And that's pretty easy to do. Myself or Tony, we'll get on the phone, or Ben Rosales, we'll get on the phone and we'll talk to you and find out how many of you were able to get some FSBO leads, whether they be buyer leads or seller leads, using this approach. Now, we do have about 8 minutes remaining, and so I am going to show you how to create the property website uh, without Listing Booster's customer service. So this is you being able to do this on your own. So let's go back. Before I do this, let me stop here and say, is there anyone who has any questions or comments about this? Is this something that?
I have a question.
Yes.
Glenn, you went through everything and you went through it quite well. Can you tell me what that URL was to pull up the FSBOs in Zillow, please?
Yes, sir. And I'm gonna send this out to you'll also have it in hard copy, because I'm gonna send this out to you to your email, Danny. But it's right here. It says it's https://www.zillow.com/homes/FSBO. And all you have to do then, Danny, is in the upper left corner, there's a search box, and just put in whatever city you want, to find some FSBOs. And again, you might find two in one particular city on a particular day. Go to the city next door, and the city next door to that, and the city next door to that. You will find your goal each day is one. I mean, all you got to do is find one. And from there, you're off to the races, creating either a property website or having customer service of Listing Booster create a property website and drop it into your FSBO tab. Any other questions?
Thank you, sir.
Anytime, Danny. Any other comments or questions? All right, I'm going to show you real quickly how to do this on your own. Let's see if I can get back to, now if I can, I know I can get back to, in Zillow, we came up with this house, this 980 Accolade. So I'm going to leave this up. I'm going to go to Listing Booster. I'm going to go back to the very beginning. I'm going to go to my dashboard. So when you guys get your free Listing Booster account, this is what your dashboard will look like. I'm going to go Manage FSBO Listings. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go Add a FSBO Listing. I'm going to seller's first name. Well, I happen to know, but I'm going to show you guys, so I may as well show you what I know. Most FSBOs have no name, but they have a phone number. Let's see what's on message. No, that's contacting a local agent. Oh, here it is. I'm just running too fast past it. Property owner. And I want the phone number. I'm going to say this would be the first one that didn't have a property owner. And I know they always do. So copy that. And then I'm going to go back over here to Listing Booster. And what I do for this, the first name is property owner. Don't need a last name. Don't have an email at this point in time. I do have a phone number. I just copied it, so I'm going to paste it. Price. Again, we don't have to worry about a CMA because it's what they are trying to sell their home for. When you go from being a marketing consultant for the FSBO, getting buyer leads, when you go to becoming a listing agent, you will do your own CMA and you'll come back and say, you're either overpriced, underpriced, or you're just where you should be. We just got to do better marketing. So what is the price of this one? It was 980, correct? Correct. Okay, so again, go to listing booster. Let's put in our price. The address, let's go back over here to this. Let's copy it. Paste it. And again, it's Naperville. So I'm 605 64 is the zip code. Well, quick populate city. Okay. I'm going to take this out of here. Just so I could reference it. I'm just going to leave the address in there. Okay. Zip code, state, Illinois, county should be DuPage. Property type, single family. Bedrooms and bathrooms. Okay. So let's go back over here. Bedrooms are 4 beds, 4 baths. Okay. It says 4 full baths. Okay, cool. So going back over here, this says 4 bedrooms, 4 full baths. You know, if they said 3/4 baths or 3 full and 1 half bath, we'd put that there. Square footage. Again, just go over here to Zillow. Square footage 3492. 3492. And this isn't hard stuff for you guys. So, you know, I don't want you to shy away from this. Lot size. They didn't put in the lot size. Again, I won't slow down. That's easy enough to get through public record, and we can drop that in at a later date. Not critical information at this point in time. Year built. Let's go back over here. Year built says 2022. 2022. Yearly taxes. Let's go down here. Zillow has a section on price and tax history. Okay. Here's a percentage, 16,450. It went from dirt to a house, so it's 16,450. So let's go back here. Yearly taxes are 16,450. Makes sense for a almost $1 million home. Property description. Let's go back over here. It's pretty easy, guys. This is just cut and paste. I'm just looking for some, if there's a, here it is. Stunning single family home, blah, 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 blah. See, show more. Okay. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to copy it. Go over here to listing booster and paste. Very cool. The latitude and longitude alone, they'll take care of that. School district, high school, middle school, elementary school. Again, let's see if if that's pretty easy to do here. It's down here in Zillow. Schools. Okay, here's elementary school. Copy it. Go to listing booster. Here's your elementary school. Go to middle school. There's your middle school. Copy it. Again, this is not like you have to look up stuff. You know, this is what the FSBO has already put in to their listing. You're enhancing their marketing. That's what you're doing. You're taking their stuff and enhancing their marketing. Copy. Go to listing booster. Paste. Cool. School district, again, I guess we could look it up, but I'm not going to spend time. I would just Google what school district is Neuqua Valley High School in, and you can put in school district 209 or whatever it is. Additional features, if you wanted to add some additional features, you can. Again, one of the easiest ways to do that would be to go back up here, and you can look at, let's see. This might be more difficult, but you can take this apart here and just add in some of the features that you see here. Okay, cool, cool, cool. We could copy and paste, but we're not going to do that at this point in time. All right, so listing booster, we got in a lot of the essential stuff that's necessary. And add, if you want to add additional features, it gives us more line items. So now upload photos. Okay. So what we're going to do here I don't want to say it's a little tricky, but it's pretty easy if you can understand this. What we're going to do is we're going to go over here to the pictures, and we're going to go to a very large picture. Again, this is 2519 Accolade. So we're going to start out with, I'm not going to do all the pictures. I'll do about, 3 or 4 of them so you get the idea. But I'm going to right click. I'm going to say save the image as. And what I'm going to do is see where it says new folder. Actually, I want it to be on my desktop. So I'm going to desktop. You can see I already created a folder for Walnut, the one I've been using in the class, except that this time I'm going to go new. While I'm in desktop, I want to go new folder. And the name of the folder is going to be 2519 ACCLADE. Okay, cool. So that's my folder I just created. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to open it up. And here's the first picture. I'm going to hit save. Okay. And then I'm going to go and get the next picture. It's another front of the house. So again, this is the back of the house. Maybe I'll take this picture. I'll save the image as. And you notice it comes back to where it previously was on my desktop in the folder called 2519. That was the previous picture. Now all I have to do is hit save. And let's take a couple more. Okay, front looks probably the entrance to the house. We'll take a picture of this, save the image as, and we'll put it in our folder. All you're doing is copying and saving it into your folder. Weight room, okay. I don't know if that's the master or not. Dining room, let's do that one. And we'll copy the image, save the image as, and we will save. So I'm going to stop there with 4 of them. You get the idea. I mean, I would take, there's 39 pictures here. I'd take all 39 if you're going to be doing this. So with that, I would then go back over to here to Listing Booster, and it says, okay, upload your pictures. So what you can do is you're going to click on drag and drop. It goes to your desktop, and there's Walnut, Pheasant. Here's our new one, 2519 Accolade. Click on it. Okay, and what we're trying to do is say, I'd like this one. If you hit the control button on your computer keyboard, you can highlight all of them. And if you got 39 of them, you got 39 blue pictures. Hit open. Boom, 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 boom. there you go. And again, for sake of demonstration, the pictures, we got 4 of them. And so you'll hit save. Cool. And so now you got Accolade. Remember you had Walnut, now you have Accolade. And the first thing you do is you're going to go to listing settings. And it takes a little while, because it's taking all of the inputs that we just did and the photos, and it's now putting it into our beautiful property website. Okay, so the abbreviated description looks good. Photo order. Again, I don't want the back of the house to be my first picture. I want the front of the house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and move the front of the house here, and I'm going to move this guy to the back. And again, you're going to do the very same thing with your photos, because they may not be in the necessary order that you like, but pretend that you're walking through a house and put them in the order that you would walk through a house. We don't have to look at open house dates. I'm not going to go through nearby school, places, and restaurants. Again, you can play around with those and change them. Outdoor recreation, text code, let's take a look at. Okay, so FSBO is the prefix that we want, and it gave 275 was the next number that it gave it, which is really cool. And hit save. Okay, and property website has been created. Very good. Virtual tour. Okay, and with all this, we're going to save it to the Launchpad. Which now the Launchpad, now we're back to where we were. It didn't take us that long, us doing it by ourselves, I guess is my point. Because now you not only have 11 Walnut Drive, but you have 2519 Accolade in there. And now if you want to do your cover letter, you can get to um, the URL for the property website in the Launchpad. In the Launchpad, you can also go to the PDF button and print the 7-page brochure. So you have everything, and then you can go to your cover letter that I'm going to send out to you that only requires 3 changes. 2 of the 3 are the text message number, which is now FSBO 275. You're done with all the hard computer inputs. There really weren't any really hard computer inputs. It was really copying and pasting from Zillow. But if you want to be busy, I guess my point is, as a realtor, if you'd like to be busy and you'd like to be marketing and you'd like to be getting leads, and if you did this every single day, even if doing this website stuff took you an hour, you still got 7 more hours, 8 more hours, 9 more hours in your day. Why not do 1 a day? You'll find it within 5 minutes, the FSBO you want to work on, and now you're able to create the property website with dynamic software that doesn't cost you anything other than talking to Tony and saying, give me an account for free. So here you are. Everything's been successfully saved to Launchpad. Remember I said, okay, for the property brochure, hit the PDF button. There's your PDF button. So here is our for sale by owner of 2519 Accolade. Again, only 4 pictures so far, but kind of cool. Everything that we'd want. So very cool there. And then again, going back to Listing Booster here, then if we want to look at the property website, here's the property website with the photo gallery, the virtual tour, the map, nearby places, the flyer, all here. It's got FSBO 275. You guys can put it in your phone. You'll get this. But again, for sake of showing you, I only did 4 pictures. You guys would put in all the pictures, and this is going to be a very dynamic property website. So again, any comments or questions? If you run into problems, you can always call me. You can always email me, text me. But I mean, I think that if you guys review this, I'm going to send out a replay of today's class. This is going to be pretty easy for you guys to do, and it's very exciting to me that you guys could be very busy gathering leads, not only buyer leads, but eventually seller leads. Any other comments or questions? If not, you guys have a great day, and thanks for being here today. Take care now.